probably know, I am an avid American muscle car guy, and I'm constantly facing comments like, Tom, why don't you work on some imports? Why don't you broaden your horizons a little bit? I hate to say it, but I don't want to. I like big American V8s, I like posi burnouts, I like open headers, okay? I'm not an import guy. At least I wasn't, until I found this European treasure on Facebook Marketplace for $6,000. So everybody, meet Larry. Larry is beans on toast. If the toast were a Big Mac and the beans were a gun. As you've probably guessed by now, Larry is horny. So I got Larry a girlfriend. Everybody, meet Terry. And in this video, I'm gonna fix both of them and see how they compare. So now, let's get to work! I guess now my only concern is, which one do I fix first? Oh, I know. I'm gonna fix the Jaguar. Get it? I'm just kidding. I picked Larry. This is a 1986 Jaguar XJ powered by, a nitrous huffing supercharged 383 stroker? For once in my life, a car came with a giant stack of receipts, so I can kind of prove what's in it. Thanks to those receipts, I know this is a 4-bolt main 383 stroker with scat rods and a steel crank. It's got AFR aluminum heads, a 600 lift comp cam, B&M supercharger, turbo 350 transmission, and a Dana 60 posi rear, along with a lot of other things, which has made me realize somebody dumped like their life savings into this very weird car. Now let's make a game plan on this car. I bought it probably 3 months ago and it's been sitting in the driveway for a very long time. I've pretty much not driven it. But it does run and drive. There. From the 2 times I've driven this car, I've been able to accumulate a small list of things that we need to tackle. Starting with a fuel smell. When you open the door, this thing reeks of raw fuel, and it's also dribbled someone in the driveway from sitting, so we need to check that out. The second most important thing is it feels like the steering linkage is hitting the header or something, because when you turn it, it feels like it locks up every once in a while, and that's not really safe when you go around a turn. It breaks up under load. I might have done a burnout or two, and maybe an acceleration or two, and it seems to break up. I don't know if that's because it has old gas or low gas or something in the fuel system, maybe related to the leak. We'll find out. I want to look at the plugs there too. I know that the brake lights do not work with the brake pedal, but they do work with a button that's mounted on the console. So it's not technically a problem, but it's not really safe. So we might tackle that. And then generally, I just want to do a once over on the car, put it up on the lift, wiggle the suspension bits, make sure she's safe to drive before we go out and have fun. It appears Larry might have originally been the exact same color as Terry. I wish they were both red. That would have been so funny! Oh. Whew. It reeks in here. But I can almost promise and guarantee that the leak has something to do with all of this. I'm gonna cover that thing up. Oh, this carpet is like soaked in gas. That's raw fuel. That's not good. Let me get that out of here, possibly out of the shop, before we start a big fire. This thing was definitely red though, which is pretty cool. Same color as Terry. I can't see the active fuel leak, and it has a mechanical fuel pump on it, not electric. So I'm gonna start the car up, and hopefully, when it starts pumping gas, we see a leak. On it and stock mufflers. Something tells me it just ran out of gas. I'll go a bit of petrol to see if we can dump like a half gallon in and maybe magically find the leak. Now the shop smells even worse. Cameraman! Oh my god! I've created a fire hazard. Alright, do we see a leak in the tank yet? I know we now have a big puddle on the floor. I'm listening for it. Aha! I found it. There's a very leaky rubber line here that does have moisture and seepage coming from it. And it also aligns with where all of that fuel appears to be coming out. So I'm gonna tighten that down. I'm gonna call it fixed. The fitting in the tank was also pretty loose, but this hose clamp appears to have been the main culprit. Now, that's not gonna leak. Next thing I need to figure out is where the steering is catching. Because when it's driving and you go around a turn, it feels like it hits the header or something. Oh yeah. Found it! That's the steering pivot. That's the header tube. Do you see the non-existent gap? Now I could take a punch and a normal hammer up there, or I could do the air-powered version of that, and hopefully dent the header in enough to add clearance. Oh yeah, that'll work. I'm gonna go for the old school approach too. Before you comment, Tom, you're damaging engine performance. They literally did dyno tests with this on Engine Masters, and you can like crimp a header tube damn near flat, and it'll actually add power. Go watch it. But not right now though, keep watching my video. We are pretty close to having much more clearance. If you look up in there now, we have a lot more room to work with. I'm probably still gonna hammer some more, but where it is now is probably fine. After more clearancing, I'm deeming repair number 2 done. Next, I'm going to try to fix the brake lights. For some reason, the brake lights are currently wired to this blue button that you have to push with your finger, which is basically impossible to remember to do when you're driving, unless you're very well trained to this car, which I'm not. Now, from talking to the previous owner, this was wired in because the factory brake light wiring was so impossible to find, and I think there was a switch that was unable to be bought anywhere or something like that. So they wired this blue button in. Now, I have a repair in mind for this. Just went up and magically found an actual brake pedal switch in the parts pile. I don't know what this car uses. I went up under the dash and couldn't find one, but in a classic Mustang, this is what triggers the brake lights. It mounts up right in front of the pedal, and when the pedal is in resting position, it pushes the button in, and when you go to press the brakes, it releases the button, which triggers the switch. As you can see, I have this rigged up to a multimeter to test continuity, so right now, when the button is pushed, there's no continuity. When you let off the button, there's continuity, so I know the switch works. Now, all I have to do is make a little right angle mount for this switch that I can just self-tap up right in front of the pedal. So when the brake pedal is at normal resting position, like right now, me not touching it, the button is pushed in. And then the moment the brake pedal moves and I push it in, it releases the button and turns the brake lights on. It honestly should be very simple. Thankfully, right above / in front of the pedal, there is a pretty thick piece of metal that the brake pedal mounts to, and I could just screw right up into it with a right angle bracket that the switch will bolt into. So I have this piece of aluminum here that I've cut with metal shears, and I might clean it up a little bit. And then I'm gonna put it in the vise and bend it at a right angle. This should be fine. It honestly doesn't need to be that strong. It's holding that little plastic switch. Next, I'm gonna drill 2 holes in this. That was so simple. I literally made it in like 30 seconds. Got the switch mounted right here, ready to go in. I just gotta lay up under the dash and install it, which absolutely sucks in this car. Perfect. Oh, this sucks under here. The blood is rushing to my head, but I believe I've figured it out. We're under the dash here, check it out. We have the button pressed up against the pedal. Pedal moves, button decompresses. Perfect. That mount, nice and sturdy, not going anywhere. Aha! I found a nice key-on 12-volt source. That's the same thickness as the wire we're using for the brake lights. So I'm gonna tie into that because it's right there in front of the pedal. Now let's test. The key is on, cameraman. When I press this brake pedal, do I have lights? Off? On? Off? I fixed that a whole lot better than I originally planned to be honest. I was kind of planning on like zip tying a horn button to the brake pedal. And this is a lot better. This is like legitimately how it should have come, so. That repair's done. Boom, steering fixed. Boom, brake lights fixed. Fuel leak, I hope it's fixed, but we won't really know until we go put gas in it. Now I'm gonna tackle breaking up. I'm pretty sure the problem is it has old plugs in it, they're fouled. Previous owner said they were fouled, and they're not exactly looking new. So I'm definitely gonna change them. They're super filthy. Definitely been in here for a long time. Nice thing about how the hood opens is changing spark plugs isn't that bad. I'm in the last spark plug up against the firewall, and although the plug is being a bit of a pain to remove because of the headers, I'm not fighting the hood. The old plugs are Autolite 3923s, and I thought I bought them at the store, but I actually bought Autolite 3924s, which are a little bit hotter, but only one heat range hotter, so they should be fine. I've gapped them at 32 thousandths, which according to lots of forums is pretty good for 10 pounds of boost, which this is according to those receipts, so I'm gonna slap them in, and we're gonna go drive this thing. Plugs and wires are reinstalled, all gapped properly, and now it's time to do the general once-over before we go drive this thing and put gas in it. Oil looks fine. Brake fluid is low. I'm not going to figure out why. I'm going to just add more. Brakes fixed. The fluids look fine, so now I'm gonna put it in the lift and look at the suspension. Even though I've driven it and it feels fine, I wanna make sure we're not gonna die. Cameraman, I am too high. Please get me down.
I got you. I got you. I got you.
Thank you, cameraman.
I got you. I got you. I got you.
Everything checks out here. Check this out, pretty cool. This rear end is an independent rear suspension with disc brakes mounted right up next to the diff. Doing brakes on this probably sucks, but it looks pretty cool. Looks fine. I think we should drive it. I don't really want to check anything else. I just want to go try to drive it. I'm excited. I've driven this thing twice, and both times felt kind of like a death trap, and it was also like 10 degrees. So now it's like 60 degrees, although now it is about to rain. I also do not know if 2 gallons is gonna make us to the gas station, but we will find out. Check this out. Also fixed the linkage the other night. I did hobgodge together some bolts that I may have welded to each other, but check this out. Now when you hit the gas, whoa, it does what it's supposed to do. Will she fire up? Cars like this are far and few in between. It's quite rare to see a Jaguar in rural America. All right, that was a little bit of throttle, not everything it had. We're just cruising because I still have a mix of like 87 gas and 93 that was in the shed, so I'm gonna put some 93 and octane booster in it before we go do anything really crazy, but it didn't sound like it was breaking up or anything. I'm gonna pump gas, but I'm also gonna wash the tank to make sure I don't see any serious spillage. So far, so good. What? That's enough for right now. Where did I put the petrol cap? It is officially now raining, but the wipers magically work flawlessly. The power windows work flawlessly. I'm a little worried. I don't know what the mysterious random European car problem is going to be, but I know we're gonna find it. And if not in this car, definitely in the red car. Fuel? Are you telling me I'm only getting half a mile per gallon, Jaguar? Why? I make your pucker, cameraman? Did I make you pucker a little bit?
Huh? I trust you.
You shouldn't. It is raining, but you know, I could maybe hit it a little bit. I don't know how squirrely it is, like in the drive, but the rain definitely makes it feel more powerful. The receipt said it ran a 12.5 the one time the previous owner drove it. I don't know if I believe that or not. She is no slouch, that's for sure. This is an incredibly comfortable car, if you're wondering. I don't know what these cost when they were new, but I'm sure it was a lot of money. I can understand the appeal. It's very planted like a Corvette, but also very cushy like a Cadillac. Woo! Very spinny in the rain. Oh, me? Interrupting the video to remind you of today's sponsor, which is not, by the way, some stupid law firm or microwavable dinner full of salt. It is for my very own exhaust company, Speedy's Equipment, offering the best sounding, best looking stainless steel mufflers money can buy. Go pick yours up today to support the channel. Now get back to the show. All right, now, sadly, it's raining worse and worse, and we have a bug catcher scoop feeding right into the carburetor. I don't want this thing to inhale too much rain. You know, a little bit of water will clean the cylinders, a little knock the carbon off the top of the pistons, it's okay. But I'm calling this car fixed for now. I can pretty confidently say that Larry is drivable now. There are some cool things I want to do to it, but I'm gonna let it sit here while we tackle Terry. I'm not excited about Terry. Now, Terry is a 1983 Jaguar XJS, 3 years older than Larry and bone stock. Absolutely unmodified, untouched as far as I'm concerned, and it's been sitting for an unknown amount of time. While Terry only has 65,000 original miles and it's a one-owner car, that owner told me it does not run. I bought this car for $3,000 in basically unknown condition. I've never heard it start, I've never seen it drive, and the biggest scary of it all is this. The factory fuel-injected V12 from 1983. These four things, Jaguar 1983 V12, fuel injection, four things I am not very good with, okay? All in one big package. I am completely lost with this engine. I've never popped the hood on a Jaguar. I've never had any interest in Jaguars. I don't know anything about them. I've never worked on a V12, let alone a Jaguar V12. That does not run. This is gonna suck. And I can mainly see that because there is evidence of rodents, which means there is, oh my God, there is a mouse nest under here. Not only is there a mouse nest under here, look at how many things are blocking me from accessing the mouse nest to even vacuum it out. This is smart mice, to be honest. I don't think this car's ever gonna run, but that's not gonna stop me from hooking a jump box to it and seeing what happens. I will say, I'm a little excited about this challenge. I think I can get this thing running. This video would kind of suck if I didn't get this running, but don't get your hopes up because I'm a dumbass. I'm gonna go right for engine start. Now, the owner told me that he thought the fuel pump was bad, and I looked on a Jaguar forum, which told me that the fuel pump is located behind the spare tire. This looks like a fuel filter. 60,000 mile Jaguar. There's a lot of really nice stuff in it. If anybody wants to buy some things from a Jaguar part out, yo, comment below. I've already found wires disconnected and spliced. That's not a good sign. I'm trying to find the fuel pump right now. All I'm finding are fuel filters so far. This is a fuel pump down here. I have located it. Thankfully, it's actually in a pretty easy spot. This right here is the fuel pump. Now, I'm gonna turn the key on and see if this primes. That's part of the reason the car was $3,000. The guy backed it out of his garage and it got stuck on the garage door opening or something, and he just ripped it. Fender's f***ed up. Door barely closes, but that doesn't bug me. Do the power windows work? Oh, wait, whoa, hey. Whoa. The fuel pump works. So the owner said the fuel pump didn't work. The fuel pump does work. Should I crank it? Oh. She need more juice. I'm actually incredibly surprised that the fuel pump turned on. I should probably vacuum the copious amounts of mouse stuff. If I had the key and this thing like fires right up, I might honestly be a little disappointed. I was really hoping for a challenge. I'm totally speaking too soon. This is gonna suck. By the way, the original advertisement for this on Marketplace was, of course, like $3,000. But it was like low mile, 1983 Jaguar, 60,000 miles, one owner. And I was like, damn, that's a steal. I gotta buy that. And then I talked to him on the phone, probably 4 different times, 4 different occasions. And each time he would slowly reveal to me more problems. Like, oh, you know, the car actually hasn't run in a very long time. Oh, I backed into the garage door and almost ripped the door off. Oh, the fuel pump doesn't work. Oh, this. Oh, that. Facebook Marketplace. I'm going to vacuum that out. Legit can't even get to that mouse nest under the intake. I'm gonna have to use like pliers, but I'm honestly not gonna worry about it right now. I just want to crank it and see if it magically like tries to start or something. You know what I haven't done? Like, checked a single fluid. Basically, to make any engine run, you need fuel, air, and spark. Obviously, there are other variables like compression, proper timing, and things like that, but they're all pretty simple. As long as an engine can get fuel, air, and spark adequately, it should run. So first thing I want to do is check fuel pressure, which I'd like to find a check valve on a fuel rail or something. Or I could just loosen up a fuel fitting to see if it squirts fuel out when I cycle the key. I just cracked this fuel line right here, the one that goes right to the fuel rails, and it immediately spurted out fuel. So I know we do have fuel pressure. I don't know if the injectors are good, I don't know if they're working, but we have fuel. Now to check for spark, I have to get a hot enough battery in this thing to actually crank it over if it's not seized or something. And then we'll be able to check and see if this thing's zapping. I have a battery here that I know is good, and I know is charged up. Okay, well it cranks now. Oh. Whoa, 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 whoa. Did everybody just see that? I just breathed on the key, and this thing lit off. Guys, I swear to God, I'm not making this shit up, okay? I bought this car non-running. I've never seen it run. I've never tried to start it, and it sat in the driveway for almost 3 months, okay? Does the real British car stop? You gotta be kidding me. Dude, you gotta be kidding me. I just put a hot battery in it. All right, I thought I was gonna have to like troubleshoot in this video. I don't wanna get ahead of myself. I wanna rev it, but I wanna let it kind of run for a minute. It sounds like a sewing machine. That's crazy. I thought I was gonna have to fix this. You hear that? That sounds like a V12. That's the most climactic, anticlimactic resurrection ever. I'm not gonna say I'm disappointed because this is awesome, but I thought it would be harder than that. Well, I know that it runs, and I know that it kind of revs. Does it move? Reverse. No. Drive. No. That might not be good. And I'm gonna check the transmission fluid. I have no idea what transmission fluid this takes, but Google will tell me. Transmission fluid next. Nothing on the dipstick. 1 quart added. I'm guessing it needs more than that. go for another half quart, then we'll see if it moves. All right, now let's see. Does the original Jaguar move? I can't believe it's still running.
It appears I have two running driving Jaguars.
I really want to drive this. Off. Hey, Tom's refurb, just good luck, dude. All right, it smells crazy now. Why does it smell like that? It smells terrible in here now. I'm gonna put air in the tires and drive it. I was not expecting to say that at 11:56 today, by the way. I was expecting to like curse at this thing and try to like read forums all day long. This Jaguar is a runner. Just for now. Obviously I don't have any parts and I don't really care that much for the $3,000 car. We're gonna run her with no air filters. Slowly getting the mouse messed out because burning mouse poop is not really good to breathe in. I'm about ready to take this thing for a ride. What do you say we make another run to the gas station in this car? Does it start back up after we blew air on a lot of wires? Why does this car run perfectly? Come on, let's go. So far, the incredibly messed up door is the worst part of this car.
I do declare I am a bit baffled at the running condition of this Jaguar.
Did we test the brakes?
Yes. Lovely day for the Jaguar, isn't it?
In my heart because he wasn't in my heart before, but now he's in my heart. And the average person is sitting out there saying, what in the world does all that mean?
Had to pause the jam session. It's very down on power. You cannot give it 3/4 throttle because it bogs horribly. I'm really, really hoping that that is due to the fact that there is little to no old gas in it. I'm a little worried. The battery does not appear to be charging, but it's a problem for later. Hopefully we make it to and from the gas station. Shifted! It just shifted into third. Why is it driving perfectly? The only gauge that works is the tach. All the other ones are reading next to nothing. I don't know if the fuel gauge is accurate or not. I'm guessing it is. But I also don't know if it works because the temp gauge, the oil pressure gauge, and it appears the volt gauge do not work. Unless this thing is not charging, in which case it would suck. Yeah, she does not let you floor it. You can ease around town in her though. I'm not quite sure what that's about. She has nothing. I'm floored right now. She has nothing.
Your speedometer's working.
No, we're doing a little more than 20. I have no idea how big these tanks are, but it took 18 gallons, which is a lot. So I'm hoping, once she gets the fresh gas cycling in there, this runs perfectly, magically, and we don't have to fix it. It did start back up. A little higher that time. Hey, let's see if that little go-go juice fixed her. Oh yeah, just goosed her. Didn't stall. Do I have a nicely running Jaguar? I sure hope I do. Ready, cameraman?
Yup.
Give her some sauce. Let's see if I manually shift it. Can I get sauce? No. Come on. Keep climbing, baby. Keep climbing. Wake up. Burn it off. Let's go. Come on. Chug it. Eat that mouse nest. Come on. 4,000 RPM. Come on, we're climbing. Wake up, baby girl. 4,500. Wake up. Daddy's got you now. Wake up. I'm gonna beat on this thing until it fixes itself or explodes. Time will tell. Ready? 3, 2, 1. She's waking up, dude. 5,000 RPM. Boom. Shifted. I honestly think giving her a couple Rumpelgundies has burned off the cobwebs, you know, rejuvenated the systems. I think this is just a really slow car. Acceleration number 3. Let's see if she's cleared up. Bell squeal. Not fast. Not fast at all. Every time I floor it, it gets better. Cameraman, what do you think?
It's alright.
It's slow. Definitely slow.
Very slow.
It weighs almost 4,000 pounds and it makes 260 horsepower. It honestly is feeling healthy. Like not fast by any means, but we are currently driving the dead Jaguar at 50 miles an hour. It is steering, it is stopping, it has wipers. Not too bad. There it is. There it is. It's running good. I think it's fixed. Now I need to see if it will do a burnout in the rain. I think it just has insanely long gears. This is a very slow car.
All right, well, we're back. We are so back.
Smells like the brakes are on fire. I don't know why that is. I feel like it is making 260 horsepower. It is very, very, very slow. And I'm quite sad that it can't really do a burnout. But we got a runner. Something tells me that it did not like the burnouts. I have to say, I am appalled that both of these vehicles are currently fixed, running, and driving, and this one's bone stock. This one's bone stock. Come on, are you new around here? Is this your first time watching? Bad that I actually really like both of these? Is it bad that I really think they're actually both kind of cool? I was kind of a hater, you know, before we started filming this, but you know, this one's been really nice to me. This V12 is currently fitted with catalytic converters, large mufflers, and more large mufflers. The green Jaguar with the cutouts closed only runs through these mufflers, and you've heard how quiet it is just with these mufflers. So I'm just wondering what would happen if this is interesting. wonder what's going on here. I was gonna go straight for the Sawzall, but then I decided to have the slightest tinge of respect for the next owner and keep the factory exhaust in good condition. I have to say, I'm actually really impressed with how easily this exhaust comes apart. I'm sort of getting sold on the Jaguar, little by little. Uh-huh. This exhaust came off so easily. It is literally, basically removing itself. What?
I realize I'm wasting money right now. I do not know what the guts of the catalytic converters of a 1983 Jaguar are worth, but this thing's a foreign, dude. It's probably full of palladium and plutonium and
Kryptonite.
whatever, and cryptocurrency and whatever the f***'s inside a catalytic converter.
And fixed. I wasn't expecting this to get this far, but we're here, so we may as well make it awesome. That's an X-pipe, known to make exhausts in general sound more foreign. Here's a foreign car with a V12, so I say why don't we make use of this 2.5-inch stainless pipe, slap it right on to our gutted catalytic converters, and then, I don't know, maybe we put it into the X-pipe, and if we have room, toss it out the sides. That could sound insane. Because this X-pipe is basically a pile of scrap metal. It's super junky. I'm tacking these 2.25-inch pipes, which slip right into where I cut, and I'll use them to build off of. I really am just slapping together scrap metal right now. I'm not putting much thought into it. Just move this fuel line a little bit. Perfect. It's actually a brake line. Not really the angle I was going for, but it is an angle that will work. You got chips. Wow. Uh-huh! Look at this! Look what we made! This is going to sound very interesting. Honestly, I kind of wish this exhaust was on this. This doesn't look good, but I'm not worried about it. It's gonna make a lot of noise. Woo, she is sturdy. Slide on it. Almost. Wow, it has a little bit less flexibility when it's all welded together. There it is. Oh, I whacked that bugger so hard. I'm with ya. And done. I will say there might be a leak or two. I also fabbed up some very quick and dirty exhaust hangers. As you can see, it's flat stock with holes drilled in 2 pieces, bolted together. This way I can weld one side of the frame, one side of the exhaust, and it's unboltable and removable. I'm gonna go straight on the side of the frame so you can unbolt this and drop the exhaust straight off. That is not going anywhere. Bada bing, bada boom. Make sure this is a proper Tom 3 for exhaust. Look at that. Look at that, baby. Solid as a rock, like me! This is either going to be the best or the worst sounding exhaust I've done in quite a long time. I was not planning on doing this today at all, let me reiterate. My plan was to maybe get this car running, but here we are. Ooh, my side pipes are hidden. This car should not have side pipes. That's insane. that's one of the not so great sounding things I've built. It sounds kind of like a Ferrari, a very broken Ferrari. I'm gonna let it warm up, see if we can rev it a little higher. Disappointed is not the word I'd like to use. I think intrigued is the correct word. Because this thing sounds really weird. I don't know if it's good weird or weird weird. Oh, almost lit it. It appears it doesn't want to rev past 5,000 RPM still. And that's okay. I won't force it. I'm amazed at how quiet it still is. I really thought it would make more noise. Feels like it might have picked up a couple ponies. Not a lot, but now, would I go back and do that again, knowing what I know now? Would I waste like 10 feet of exhaust pipe? No, not worth it. But it is sort of unique and interesting, I guess. And that is my final commentary. Hey, at least I can tell people now that I own a V12 foreign. Sure, it makes 260 horsepower and it's incredibly slow, but I have a V12 foreign. Whoa! Thank God for the rain and disgusting roads, because this thing felt almost a little fast for a second. It probably needs a lot of things, like a tune-up and the fuel system gone through, and I don't know, maybe more than just a battery and transmission fluid, if I had to guess. But it is still running surprisingly well for how little we've done. Once again, I did not expect to drive this at all today. I just wish first gear wasn't so long. It kind of keeps me from doing awesome burnouts. Keep going, keep going. I'm still trying. It's just not doing very good. That was a really disappointing burnout. 1, 2, 3! Woo! Yes! Yes! Yes, we got her sideways at least. If all else fails, I can say I got my straight piped V12 Jaguar sideways today. That's not a bad day. That body line is fixed. Oh. Whoa. Wow. Good job, Tom, everyone says. It's a new day and it's no longer raining. I want to go have fun with both of these cars in the drive, but before I do that, I have one more modification for each one. Starting with Larry, which is currently on the lift, as you can see. I will say, I'm a fan of the wire wheels on Larry. I think they look pretty cool. They're definitely British looking, but 2 of them are missing center caps. The back tires are half bald, they're skinny, and I think we could do better. Plus, I found out these have the same lug pattern as a classic Chevrolet, 514 3/4, and they have the same lug nut thread as a classic Ford, half-20. So, I don't know, I wanted to try something real quick. I want to try something, okay? Don't worry, I just want to try it. What if I just remove this for right now, To finish off the theme of Larry being colonized with its American drivetrain, I was just thinking, what if we colonized the wheels too? The most American wheel possible, basically. The 15-inch torque thrust with a nice, meaty 255 BF Goodrich. I think the gunmetal will complement the dark green and... oh yeah. You see that right there? That's a meat poke, okay? I have fully colonized this almost colonized Jaguar. Got rid of those stupid ass hex head lug nuts too. Look at that, baby. That looks good. How's the stance looking now? Oh yeah, that looks tough. Holy Ooh. Just a little bit of that 70s poke right there. You got big and littles. Oh yeah, this thing looks mean now. It looked mean before, but now it looks meaner. Now I have one more modification to make to Terry as well, because if you remember yesterday, this thing couldn't do a damn burnout in the pouring rain, so I'm gonna fix that.
You can see I've made it under the car, located the only rubber brake hose that controls the rear brakes, and you may notice I have a pair of vice grips in my hand. The Redneck Line Lock. You take this pair of vice grips, you find that rear end rubber brake hose, and you clamp that thing down. This is not good for anything, okay? And it also makes your brakes work not that well. So for the safety of the public, don't try this at home. This is an easy and family-friendly way to make your rear brakes not work.
Down she goes. Just like that, your boy Tom owns 2 Jaguars. I can't say I've ever wanted 1 Jaguar, but now I have 2 Jaguars. Put yourself in my shoes. What do you do when you have 2 Jaguars? One that is fully Americanized, covered in Jack Daniels and bacon grease, and you have another one that is bone stock, minus the terrible exhaust to be fabricated for it. What do you do with them? I mean, you could take them to Mexico, hypothetically, and line them up on a back road, hypothetically, just to see how they do in a very rushed, poorly recorded drag race. You could do that. But I don't know why you'd even bother doing that, because you already know what the outcome would be. Instead, I think we should test the burnout capabilities on either car, because we know Larry can do burnouts. But now that I've modified Terry to do burnouts, I want to see how it stacks up. So each car is gonna get 1 burnout to close out this video. And I'll let you guys be the judge of which one's better. Now, which car do we do a burnout in first? I'm thinking, the underdog, Terry. Okay, surprising, but not bad. Now let's see what Larry can do. You guys thought I was gonna end this video without doing one solid pull in the Jaguar. Come on. Supercharged Jaguar XJ with a 383 stroker AFR heads. Let's see how this thing runs. Yeah, baby. It runs good. Yeah! Dude, that runs good. Oh, it just lit up these 255s like nothing, too. We gotta do one more for good measure. Oh, this thing hauls ass, baby. Woo! Oh, hello, paid actors. Oh, hello, cartel. Oh, hello, Mexican locals. I don't know. What do you think? Personally, I think the clear winner of that competition was America. Well, folks, I think that's all. I literally cannot even think of anything else to do to these cars. Larry, we got dialed in. It's running great. It's looking a little better. It hauls ass. And Terry, we got running very easily. I expected to have to do tons of troubleshooting, but no. Pop a hot battery in it, dude. Go put some gas in it. She is dialed and restored. But I've had a lot of fun. I can say I have enjoyed these British vehicles, these European cars. I'm a little bit sorry for my accent this entire video. It's not been good. It's been rubbish. Guys, thanks for being here. This was a fun video. Went a lot better than I expected, so I don't know. Is that all, cameraman?
Yes.
That was really good. Guys, thanks for being here once again. If you want to see more cars, want to see more content every single week, check out the Patreon. If you want some cool merch, check out Tom'sRefurb.shop. If you want some beautiful stainless steel mufflers, the best sounding mufflers money can buy, be sure to check out Speedy'sEquipment.com. I love you guys so much. Literally, so much. There's so much love in my heart for you. I love you. You're as cute as a button, you. You are. All right, I'll see myself out. Love you. Bye.